Reviewing the medium and long-term goals set to improve Ethiopia's ease of doing business ranking, according to the Office of the Prime Minister. During the one-month performance of the Doing Business Initiative last February, the Prime Minister expressed the importance of creating a conducive environment for businesses to start up and access finance as a means of tackling the structural problem of unemployment. French Minister of Economy and Finance, Mr. Bruno Le Maire, held discussion with Tolde Gabramariam, Group Chief Executive Officer of Ethiopian Airlines, on bilateral partnership issued on the aviation sector. The minister noted that his government is keen to support the aviation sector in Ethiopia. Aklu Gabro has more.
Minister of Economy and Finance of the French, Mr. Bruno Le Maire, and the Chief Executive Officer of the Ethiopian Airlines Group, Tolde Gabramariam, have discussed bilateral partnership issues of the aviation sector. Mr. Bruno expressed France's appreciation of steps being taken by Ethiopia to increase business cohesiveness and confirmed to support aviation industry in Ethiopia.
We have a lot of prospects for airplanes. Airbus airplanes, of course, for the development of the airport of Addis Abeba and also for the new airport. So we will work very hard to try to accelerate those projects and to be as successful as possible.
Mr. Bruno Le Maire said France has an interest to strengthen economic cooperation with Ethiopia.
We are willing to reinforce the economic relationship between France and Ethiopia after the visit of the French President Emmanuel Macron. And we think that Ethiopian Airlines is really a key for the reinforcement of this relationship.
Chief Executive Officer of the Ethiopian Airlines Group, Tolde Gabramariam, for his part noted that Ethiopia has an interest to buy latest versions of Airbus products.
Airbus እንግዲህ ብዙ ሌሎች አውሮፕላኖች አሁን ከምንጠቀምባቸው በተጨማሪ
Airbus has an interest to sell plenty of its airplanes for Ethiopia. 12 Airbuses A350 new versions were delivered to us from an order of 24. Tolde said that France companies are partners of the Ethiopian Airlines for a long period of time.
Tolde Gabramariam, CEO of the Ethiopian Airlines, was awarded an honorary doctorate degree by Addis University before 2 weeks or so. And by the way, this Mr. Bruno Le Maire is a French minister who first began his job in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and then the Ministry of Interior. He speaks French, German, Italian, and his own French and English as well. And very smart guy who is working now as the Minister of Economy and Finance for France. Head of ODP Central Office, Adisu Arga, stated that leaders at all levels should take responsibility to solve public complaints. Training of trainers will be given to 1,035 leaders at different levels. Tosgamulato tells us more.
The Oromia Regional State Leadership Academy has been offering various training on different topics starting from 2014. Currently, the Academy has been giving training of trainers in Adama and Jimma towns. Deputy Head of the Oromia Leadership Academy, Dr. Kabede Ganati, said the main objective of the training is to capacitate the leaders in their performance. The leaders who are closer to the public should transform the nation. They have to develop the sense of public servitude and work harder than any other time for their people's prosperity. That is why we organize this training, to create public servitude mentality among the leaders. Head of the Oromo Democratic Party Central Office, Adisu Araga, for his part, noted that the leaders at all levels should work with their maximum effort to solve the public's problem. When you satisfy one's demand, there are another demand, and the like. We have to be the part of solution. If you have the capacity to answer their question, it is good. Keep going, and let's tell them the reality with evidence. Adisu added that in order to increase productivity and to sustain the reforms being undertaken in the country, the leaders have to play their role. The farmers that support the country's reform should scale up its productivity through processing its production, and also it should have surplus production and provide to the market to keep the balance of microeconomy. Therefore, you have the responsibility to create such citizens. Some participants of the training witness that they are ready to contribute their part in the development activities of the country.
The Oromia Coffee Producer Farmers Cooperative Union disclosed that it is constructing coffee processing factory at a cost of 50 million birr capital. Adisa Safa has more.
Oromia Coffee Producers Cooperative Union Limited Liability was established in 1998 by 34 associations and 22,500 members with a startup capital of 825,000. The union exported 7,000 to 8,000 tons of coffee annually to 22 countries. General Manager of Oromia Coffee Farmers Cooperative Union Limited Liability, Omar Wabe, noted that the union gets $35 to $40 million per annum.
Currently, the union has 340,000 members. There were 34 associations under the union before, but now the members reached 405. The union has a net worth of more than 28 million birr capital now.
The union is also constructing additional and contemporary coffee factory with 5 million birr to maximize productivity. And all the necessary equipment for the construction of the factory have been imported from abroad, said the general manager.
We are working on to have our own branded coffee. We have been exporting a raw coffee of 7,800 tons so far, but now we are working to brand it in the name of Wanko, and the branding name has been registered internationally. In doing the branding, we are planning to grind and pack up to the standard. For the Wanko, we are building a new factory, and we have introduced all the necessary machineries.
Other than maximizing the production capacity, the factory will solve complaints of coffee producers. Not only this, it will be pride for Oromo exporting with its own brand name, Wanko, to the global market.
By grinding, packing and branding, we will export to European and African market. Even it will be sold in our country too.
Vice Head of the Oromia Agriculture and Natural Resource, who is also Head of Coffee and Vegetable Development, Mohammed Sani Amin, said the Bureau is working on to have a quality product, but still there is a problem of assigning someone who doesn't know about the career.
We've told them repeatedly that without our consent, in saying don't replace expertise of the sector with non-expertise, they should follow the procedure that is given by the head office. There are some loans which follow that we have declared that is really headache. In some loans, we might see someone who does know nothing about farming will be in position.
I loved the picture at the background of the one who has been interviewed. By the way, that guy, Khalid, the Arab who first tested coffee, where a coffee Arabica is, of course, in Oromia, Ethiopia, was first discovered in Ethiopia at Choche Katamuduga in Jimma area. And Khalid, that Arab guy, tested coffee first, and now the world drinks coffee. Irrecha festivity is to be restored after 1.5 centuries in Finfinne City, the capital of Ethiopia, and the capital of Oromia Region State, also the seat of the African Union headquarters. A relevant discussion has been held in Finfinne City on the way that it will be celebrated there. Olka Wandimu had the story.
Irrecha festival celebration of Finfinne has been interrupted for 150 years due to displacement of Oromo people from the city. After all, the Oromia Regional State Government had decided to celebrate the 2019 Irrecha festivity in Finfinne City. Accordingly, Abagadas, public representatives and other concerned bodies have held discussion on the celebration of the festivity. Head of Federal and International Politics Mobilization with ODP Gateway Yesa had the following to say about.
The Irrecha festivity will take place according to our values. It should be a place where we practically show our culture to the world.
Gate also noted that the celebration of the festivity will be a special opportunity in generating income for Finfinne City residents and other business owners. Vice Head of the Oromia Culture and Tourism Bureau, Admas Wagari, said the 2019 Irrecha festivity will be celebrated with unique and great attention across the region.
In this year's Irrecha festivity, we've already completed the necessary preparation to celebrate the festivity according to the schedule.
Abagadas have also expressed their happiness over the preparation underway to celebrate the 2019 Irrecha festivity in Finfinne city, call upon Oromo people to play their part for the realization of the program.
All Oromo people should exert maximum effort in restoring our values in Finfinne Irrecha. That will take place according to the schedule. Our youth and participants of the festivity should listen to Abagadas' direction. We've to participate in the Irrecha festivity through listening to one another. There should be understanding and standing by the side of one another between us. We all have to play our part in keeping our areas peace and stability more than ever.
The Abagadas have also called upon the public to participate in Green Fingerprint Day, which takes place in July 29, 2019 through nationwide.